Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Ms. Bridgewater.
Good afternoon.
Hope you're doing well.
I am. Hope you are too.
Thank you. Yes. The SAP reset date, please.
It's October the 28th.
One more time for me. I'm sorry.
October the 28th.
28th. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And we'll get started as soon as courtroom 2 is ready for us.
Your Honor, Ms. Bridgewater, Fleetwood is gonna have an add-on charge. It's gonna be charge 5. It's, Packardron Fleetwood. The added charge will be simple battery family violence.
Afternoon, Ms. Young. Tell me again who that is.
Fleetwood. He's on the add-on, Your Honor.
Position 3 on the add-on calendar.
Thank you. And the charge again, Ms. Young, is
Simple battery family violence.
okay. So there are 2 charges for simple battery family violence.
Yes,
Is that
Your
right?
Honor.
Okay, thank you.
We're ready, Your Honor.
Very good. Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we are conducting by video. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney present at these proceedings. If you do not have a private attorney, we're providing you with the assistance of a public defender or conflict defender if you choose to utilize their service. Yes, courtroom 2. Who do we have first?
Position 2, Mr. Andrews.
Good afternoon, Mr. Andrews. You have been charged in case 25 CR 006321B with simple assault family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Jackson? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. There are no prior arrests on file, Your Honor. It does appear to meet the criteria for a UJR through the jail. Nothing in addition.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Ms. Russell.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, where the state was showed out on October 12th, 2025, this defendant had a verbal and physical altercation with Jalen Malik Fave Linston. Your Honor, these two at some point were living together or still do live together, Your Honor. They were in a relationship and they were arguing about ending their relationship. At some point, Mr. Fave Linston and the defendant got into an argument where defendant pushed Mr. Fave Linston. Your Honor, we are asking for a $3,000 surety bond. No further contact.
Okay. If Mr. Linston is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. If you choose to address the court, you'll have to unmute yourself, activate your camera, and I will swear you in. Doesn't appear so. Ms. Bader, good afternoon. Is this your case?
Good afternoon. It is, Your Honor.
You can proceed.
Thank you. Mr. Andrews is 28 years old. He has a bachelor's degree from the Catholic University of America and is currently in an MBA program at the Rowan University. He works as a product manager for the College Board. He's also on his HOA. As you heard, this is his first arrest. He doesn't have any criminal history. He does own this house, and believes that the alleged victim in this case does not plan him to stay at the house. But he does have an alternative address with family if absolutely necessary. We would be asking for a signature bond based on the lack of history, Judge. Thank you.
It will be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further violent contact with Jaden Linston. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Andrews.
Next is position 3, Mr. Battle.
Good afternoon, Mr. Battle. You have been charged in case 25 CR 006320Y with criminal trespass and fare evasion. Is there a history, Ms. Jackson?
There are 27 cycles. The last arrest was February the 11th, 2023 in Fulton County for criminal trespassing. There was no disposition for that arrest. He does have prior felony convictions, one in 2017 out of Chatham County for entering an automobile, one in 2012 out of Chatham County for burglary, one in 2005 out of Chatham County for burglary, one in 2003 out of Chatham County for criminal attempt to commit a felony, one in 2001 out of Chatham County for burglary and theft by taking, and there are misdemeanor convictions, one in 2019 out of Chatham County for criminal trespassing, one in 2018 out of Chatham County for theft of lost/mislaid property and criminal trespassing, one in 2016 out of Chatham County for theft by shoplifting, one in 2014 out of Chatham County for criminal trespassing and possession and use of drug-related objects, one in 2011 out of Chatham County for theft by taking, one in 2010 out of Chatham County for obstructing an officer and possession and use of drug-related objects. He appears to meet the criteria for UJR level 2, nothing in addition.
Thank you. Ms. Russell?
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, this happened at the MARTA station where on 641 Peachtree Street, where the defendant pushed through a handicap fare gate at the station. He has a permanent ban from MARTA beginning December 2024. You heard his history, Your Honor. However, it is a fare evasion and a criminal trespass. We are just asking for a signature bond. We hope that we can get a consent from the PD.
No objection, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, for each charge will be a $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1, makes for a total of a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. Stay away from MARTA, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Mr. Battle, I'm going to give you a signature bond so that you can sign yourself out. But if you go back to MARTA and you come back before me again, you won't get a signature bond next time, sir. Good luck to you. You're welcome.
Next is add-on 3, Mr. Fleetwood.
Good afternoon, Mr. Fleetwood. You have been charged in case 25 CR 006338F with 2 counts of battery family violence, 2 counts of simple battery family violence, and willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. Is there a history, Ms. Jackson?
There are 8 cycles. The last arrest was November the 10th, 2016, out of Fulton County for a probation violation and pimping. There was no disposition for that arrest. He does have misdemeanor sentences and convictions. He received first offender treatment in 2007 out of Clayton County for possession of marijuana less than an ounce. and he received a no low contendere sentence in 2006 out of Clayton County for carrying a concealed weapon. And there was one in 2004 out of Clayton County for giving false information to an officer. And he does appear to meet the criteria for UJR in level 1. Nothing in addition.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Swalka.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This incident took place, this was October 12th, so very recent, yesterday at 1441 Peachtree Street, Northeast Atlanta. Officers responded to a fight in progress, and Miss Erica Fleetwood, the victim here, reported that her husband, Paige Fleetwood, had woken her by choking her and repeatedly striking her in the face and arms while threatening to kill her if she called police. She escaped and notified security. Officers located the defendant hiding under the bed and placed him under arrest. She sustained scratches and bruising from the incident. We did speak with Miss Fleetwood. She confirmed the events in the warrant and explained the two have been married since March of last year, but they've been dating for some time before that, roughly 3 years. She believes the defendant's a good person, and that this tension started 3 days ago, 3 days prior, and dragged on into this altercation here. This is the first time she recounts that police have been called, but explained to us that he has a habit of being physical and controlling with her. Just as she is She states she does not feel unsafe as she did before, but she is nonetheless interested in filing a TPO to allow time for the defendant to take some counseling before returning to the residence. Um, as you know, Your Honor, one of the highest lethality factors in domestic violence is choking of a victim here. We are concerned for her safety. Regardless of the history here, there is a risk of reoffense, and her interest in taking out a TPO to that is demonstrative of the very fact that he needs this. And we know that there is something present in their relationship ongoing that we are concerned about, and we're concerned for her. So the state's recommendation on the battery family violence counts is 2,500 surety each. And on the simple battery family violences, 1,000 each, and with the 500 on the willful obstruction of an officer, for a total of 6,500 total surety bond. We are recommending FFIB, no further contact with Erica Fleetwood, stay away from the 1441 Peachtree Street, Northeast Atlanta address, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. If we could sound for Miss Fleetwood at this time.
Ms. Fleetwood, I see you on the line. If you would like to address the court, you certainly do not have to, but if you would like to address the court, now is your opportunity. I'll need for you to raise your right hand for me, please, ma'am. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can place your hand down, ma'am. Yes, what would you like to tell the court?
I just want my husband to get help. He needs counseling very bad. And he's a good person. He has made a lot of progress and changed his life in a way that is a value to the community. And he needs to be able to work and thrive. But I just need him to get help. And I can't make him. Only you can, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Fleetwood. I appreciate you being here this afternoon, ma'am. Who's representing Mr. Fleetwood?
I am, Your Honor.
You can proceed, Ms. Brigham.
Thank you. Mr. Fleetwood is 39 years old. He has ties to the community. He's lived his entire life in Georgia. There is an alternative address where he can stay, if necessary, with family on Cedarhurst Trail. He has attended some college and currently works in real estate development. As you heard, his last arrest was almost 10 years ago. Judge, the pretrial said he would qualify for a pretrial level 2. You know, if you were amenable to that, we would ask for that. Otherwise, we would ask for the bond not to exceed a total of $5,000. Thank you.
$2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2. For each simple battery charge will be $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2. For the willful obstruction, $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2. Makes for a total of a $7,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2. I want him to begin the family violence intervention program. He is to have no further contact with Ms. Fleetwood. He is to stay away from the Peachtree Street address. He can go back to that address on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you both, Mr. and Ms. Fleetwood.
Thank you.
I see that courtroom 1 is with us. Do we have a Spanish interpreter cases today?
Yes,
That
Your
is-
Honor, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, Ms. Chansey. So courtroom, I'm not sure who represents these gentlemen, but you all let me know how you would like to proceed as far as they go.
The ones that are in courtroom 1 are represented by Ms. Badar. Hopefully I didn't mess that up.
Oh, that's okay. I would like to be put in a breakout room to speak with Mr. Leonardo Heredia. Whenever it works for the court.
They're in courtroom 1.
Okay. So all right. So why don't we put her into a breakout room with courtroom 1 and Ms. Chansey, and then we'll take cases that are not Ms. Bader's for now. Okay, so if we can go ahead and put them into a breakout room for me. Mr. Murphy, good afternoon. I hope you're doing well.
Good, Judge. I've
Do you
got, I've position 9-14. I've yet to speak to position 18.
Did you get that courtroom too for Mr. Murphy?
Yes, I did give South Annex your number to call you. So I'm not, I'll
Yeah.
call you a call.
Deputy, they're calling me back. I just haven't them yet, but I did speak.
Okay.
So we'll be with you, Mr. Murphy. Thank you.
Also, is there a attorney on the line for Mr. Fatnu? So he had a private attorney.
And what position is that?
Add-on 4.
Ms. Young, do we know if Mr. Botnoy has a private attorney, or did anyone
Yes, Your Honor,
indicate that he had?
It's Mr. Gabe Banks, Attorney Gabe Banks. So he should be logging on in a moment.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Young.
You're welcome.
Who do we have next?
We can go to position 21, Mr. Woody's.
And who represents Mr. Woody's?
I do.
Oh, okay, thank you. Mr.
I do.
McLean, good afternoon. I didn't see you there, Mr. McLean.
Judge, I'm not, it's a PI. I'm not sure if you want to proceed with that right now, or if you want to hold that to the end.
Is it a PI that I'm gonna need to hold till the end, or is it just something that has to do with the criminal trespass?
I mean,
Mr.
there's some
McLean,
history.
Mr. McLean, what would you like for me to do with this case, given that it's a PI?
Your Honor, let's do hold that one, and also number 16, which also is a PI charge on one charge. Let's hold those to the end if we could.
Okay, let's make those announcements at the beginning of court when you want me to hold the case to the end, so that we don't have to pull them up here and unnecessarily. So who do we have next?
We're about to send out a chat, Your Honor. We just got back from the thing, but on number 20 and 17, we also need breakouts. On 20 and 17 on the main calendar, we're gonna need breakouts. We were about to chat.
Okay, so we're gonna hold 20, 21, 16, and 17 until the end of the calendar, is what you're telling me.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so who do we have next?
Going to add on 5, Mr. Parker.
Good afternoon, Mr. Parker. You have been charged in case 25 CR 006308D with interference with custody, first or second conviction. Is there a history, Ms. Jackson?
There are no prior arrests on file. He does appear to meet the criteria for UJR through the jail. Nothing in addition.
Thank you. Who's presenting for the state? Add-on 5, who's presenting for the state?
Sorry, Your Honor, this is Anita Morris. This is Mr. Paul Parker.
Position number 5 on the add-on, yes.
The state, this is an interference with custody, Your Honor. He already has a 3K surety bond. The state would ask that bond remain in place. The facts of this case is that the son, the minor child at this time, left his custodial home, went to his father's home at the time. Police contacted the father to ask if the child was there. He told police that he was not there. When police arrived at his home, they did find the child at his home. They tried to return the child to his mother, who was the legal custodian at the time, and the father interfered by withholding the child or physically restraining the child from leaving out. Thus, the charge necessitated the charge. The state is asking that the $3,000 surety bond remain in place.
Have you spoken with the child's mother at the present time, or any information regarding where the child is at the present time?
The child is with the custodial mother.
What is her name?
1 second, Your Honor. Let me get that information for you.
While you do that, I'll go ahead.
Sorry, my computer is giving me a little bit of a issue in trying to gather this information for you, of course. The mother's name in this particular is Karen Parker. Karen Reed, I'm sorry. Karenreed.
Thank you. If Ms. Karen Reed is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. Mr. McLean?
Years old. He teaches HVAC repair. He's been a corporate trainer, a building engineer, and has the appropriate certifications and education for that level of work, which is professional work. Your Honor, there's an attorney involved for the child custody matters. We feel that the child custody matters would be best solved in the court that has that. I don't have the case number. The child is 8. These two people live about 5 blocks from each other. I think that's correct, because I note that his address is something Dunes, Roswell, and I believe the arrest on the 3 card says, I believe it's Dunes Way, Roswell, but his address is on Haines Bridge, Johns Creek. So it sounds like they're not far apart, but they are quite distinguishable. There is a stay away. So we would ask the court to go with the public safety assessment UJR idea. This is his first arrest.
Okay, will be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further contact with Karen Reed. Abide by any pre-existing custody arrangements. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Parker.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who do we have next?
Your Honor, that's all I have until Ms. Bedard gets off. But I'll give ACDC a call, see if they have anybody for Mr. McLean. Ready?
Okay, thank you.
Judge, I've got two at ACDC.
Okay, Mr. Murphy, I don't see that ACDC is on with us as of yet, but as soon as they get on, we'll take care of those matters.
Good enough. All right, I'll stand by.
Here we go.
Gonzalez, come on up, have a speech.
Didn't get the name before Officer Milton walked away. Yes, ma'am, what is your name?
That's Gonzalez, Judge. That's position 9.
Thank you. Let me just address all the ladies that are there at ACDC. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney present at these proceedings. We're providing you with the assistance of a public defender or conflict defender this afternoon if you do not have a private attorney. Ms. Gonzalez, you've been charged in case 25 CR 006337E with battery family violence and simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Jackson?
There are no prior arrests on file, Your Honor. She appears to meet the criteria for a UJR through the jail. Nothing in addition.
Thank you, Mr. Sirocco.
Yes, Your Honor. This incident was from October 10th. This was well into the night there. This was at 202 Old Holcomb Bridge Way in Roswell. Police responded to a domestic dispute between the defendant and the victim. The two are married. The victim's name is Sergio Gonzalez Villa. This was a pushing incident where, and ultimately, the defendant struck the victim in the face with her phone, causing visible swelling and bleeding below his right eye, determined to be the primary aggressor here. And we have spoken with the victim here regarding this, expressed does not have any fear or concern for his safety. He did express that he wants the charges to be dropped, but these are the state's charges and we will be proceeding. The victim declined any recommendations or questions related to the case at the time, but it's fair to say that I'm sure he wants contact here. We are recommending a signature bond through pretrial services, 3 days anger awareness, no further violent contact with Sergio Gonzalez Villa, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. We do at this time want to sound for Mr. Gonzalez Villa, who, if he is online and wants to speak, we want to sound for him. That is all for the state.
Thank you. Mr. Sergio Gonzalez Villa is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity. Does not appear so. Mr. Murphy?
Judge, my client, 45, been married almost 30 years. We just want to address bond. I think she's a good candidate for a signature bond. She's lived in Roswell for many years. She does reside with her husband at the aforementioned address that Mr. Sirocco mentioned. And they do have several minor children together. And she would certainly abide by the conditions of no further violent contact and attend the anger awareness classes. And as I have spoken to her at length of how we would resolve this case. We'd ask the court to consider a signature bond therein.
For the battery charge will be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. For the simple battery, $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. Makes for a total of a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further violent contact with Mr. Gonzalez Villa. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge. We appreciate it.
Next,
Reach out to your family later today. Thank you, Judge.
position 14.
That's also my case, Ms. McGahee.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Ms. McGahee. You have been charged in case 25 CR 006329J with battery and 3 counts of reckless conduct. Is there a history, Ms. Jackson?
There are 4 cycles. The last arrest was November the 13th, 2024, out of Fulton County for a probation violation. Appears to have an open case pending in Fulton County. That case number is 25 CR 005282 and a letter J for a DUI and obstruction of an officer, speeding and driving while licensed, suspended or revoked. There's one misdemeanor conviction that was in 2023 for battery family violence. And she appears to meet the criteria for UJR level 3. Nothing in addition.
Is she on probation for that battery family violence, Ms. Jackson?
That battery family violence was no, she doesn't appear to still be on probation for it. That
Okay,
conviction was in 2023.
thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Ms. Morris.
Ms. McGahee, this is an incident involving the victim in this case is Shablis Mahone, Chabliss Mahone. That is the battery charge where Ms. McGahee pulled her hair and hit her and caused a lump on the forehead. The reckless conduct charges is because Ms. McGahee, hello? Because
Yes,
they left her 4-month-old, 1-year-old, and 6-year-old inside of the home for an extended period of time without any adult supervision. She currently has a $5,000 surety bond on the battery charge. The state is asking that bond remain in place due to her history, as the court has previously heard. In addition to that, the state will ask that there be a no contact with the Shablis Mahone, as well as a stay away from the incident location. And the state is asking for a $1,000 surety bond on each count of the reckless conduct for a total bond of $8,000 in this particular case.
and where is the incident location?
Sorry. Let me give that to you. Just 1 second. Just looking that up.
While you do that, if Ms. Shablis Mahone is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity.
And this incident location is 988 Trestle Tree Court, TRESTLE, one word, and that's in Atlanta in Fulton County.
Is that where Ms. Mahone lives?
Judge, my client lives in that apartment complex too. I would interject that.
So they both live in the same apartment complex, but not in the same apartment?
No, they do not. My
Okay.
client lives in apartment D, like D.
Okay, you can continue, Mr. Murphy.
My client asserts that she was attacked by several individuals. Your Honor, my client does have 4 minor children. They're now with the child's father. My client's age 31. She is unemployed. She cannot afford a bond, a surety bond in this case. Judge, my client would seek a signature bond therein. They're the minor children. Again, there's no resources to get her out on a surety bond at this point, and she'll certainly will comply with the directives of the court while this case is pending. And she's met all those children up until this unfortunate circumstances. There's never been any issue with her as a parent. Thank you, Judge.
Ms. Jackson, what was pretrial's recommendation?
A UJR level 3.
Okay, for the battery, it will be a $10,000 signature bond through pretrial level 3. For each of the reckless charges will be $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 3. Makes for a total of a $13,000 signature bond through pretrial level 3. Parenting class, no further contact with Ms. Mahone. Stay away from Ms. Mahone's residential address. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Ms. McGay, I'll reach out to your family. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Next is position 7, Mr. Payne. And also could courtroom 1 and the Spanish interpreter get the breakout room?
And did hear that request for the breakout room?
You want to put them back
Ms.
in?
Young?
Daniel?
Okay, yes, I think that Mr. McLean's already there, so Ms. Chansey, I guess, just needs to go back into the breakout room with courtroom 1.
Okay, Ms. Chancellor, do you see the button to let yourself back in the room?
Oh, yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Young. And this is
I'm-
position. Yes, Ms.
sorry.
Chansey.
I'm sorry. Can you do it again? I thought I had it, but it wasn't the right button.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't have it.
I got you, Ms. Chancellor.
Hey, courtroom 2, this is Mr. Fain, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Fain. You have been charged in case 25 CR 006316Y with criminal trespass and damage to property and 3 counts of willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. Is there a history, Ms. Jackson?
There are 5 cycles. The last arrest was October the 6th, 2025 in Fulton County for criminal trespassing. There was no disposition for that arrest, Your Honor. Also, he appears to have an open case pending in Fayette County for identity theft fraud, for criminal trespassing, and theft by taking a misdemeanor. There are no convictions. He appears to meet the criteria for UJR level 2. Nothing in addition.
Thank you.
It's me, Your Honor.
Yes, good afternoon, Ms. Russell. Yes.
Good afternoon. Yes, Your Honor. We're asking for a $4,000 surety bond, $1,000 each on each of the counts. Your Honor, where the state was shown October 9th, Mr. Fain it looked as if he was about to break into a vehicle. As a matter of fact, Your Honor, Joni Blakely, who was the victim of that vehicle, is a Ford Mustang GT, had some damage to her vehicle, but officers were able to surround Mr. Fain and get him to get away from that vehicle, preventing him to break in. Your Honor, once they surrounded him, he did obstruct them by not complying with their orders to eventually be arrested, Your Honor. So we are asking for a $4,000 surety bond based on that.
Who's representing Mr. Fain?
I'm sorry. I was moved into the breakout room by mistake, I believe. I wasn't sure if you were calling for me.
Okay, yes, Ms. Bader. Mr. Fain, are you representing him position number 7?
Yes, I am, Judge.
Okay. Do you need for, I don't know when you left and when you came back, Ms. Bader, do you need for the prosecutor to go through her recitation again?
No, I was able to read the warrants. I missed just the very last bit, and the state's asking for a $4,000 surety bond. Is that right?
That's
That's
right.
right, 1,000 on each charge.
Okay. Yes, Judge. Mr. Fain is 29 years old. He did graduate high school, but he is currently residentially challenged. I did speak with him regarding any interested in our social work department, and he is interested in
Your Honor, it may have kicked her back at N1. She'll be back in a minute. I'll put her back out.
You can continue.
thank you. He is interested in housing and mental health services. He would not be able to afford any bond, so if he were to be released, it would have to be a signature bond. But otherwise, we're asking for a reasonable bond in this case.
Trespass. $100 good bond. Each of the willful obstructions, $100 good bond, makes for a total of $1,000 good bond. No further contact with Ms. Blakely, a social worker visit to assess for BHET and housing issues. Let's see, Ms. Bridgewater, instead of making him wait for 2 weeks, can you place him on my SAP calendar on the 21st? Is that possible?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay, so I'll put him on the 21st. So Ms. Bader, if you'll make sure that the social worker reports to me at that time. And if you want to readdress bond, then I'm happy to do that at that time.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll
And also,
let them
Your
know
Honor,
today.
I'm so sorry. Also, you were going in and out, so will you repeat the bond again? I got the part about rescheduling him to the 21st, but I need you to go over the bond again for each charge.
Criminal trespass, $700. Each of the other charges, $100, makes for a total of $1,000 good bond.
Thank you, I have it.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Good luck to you, Mr. Fain. Courtroom 2, do we have Mr. Fontenoy there?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's Mr. Banks's client. I see that he's on the line now.
Good afternoon, Judge. Sorry for.
Afternoon. No worries. This is Mr. Fontenoy, who is on our add-on calendar, position number 4. Mr. Fontenoy, you've been charged in case 25 CR 006348C with simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Jackson?
There are 3 cycles. The last arrest was October the 24th, October the 24th, 1997, out of Doraville, Georgia, for a DUI. That charge was null-prost on December the 23rd, 1997. There are no convictions. He appeared to meet the criteria for UJR at level 1. Nothing in addition.
Thank you. Mrs. Rocco?
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident was from just yesterday at 3338 Peachtree Road in Atlanta. The victim, Miss Skurlak, Wendy Skurlak, had reported that her partner of several years, who lives with her, had grabbed her by the neck with both hands and attempted to choke her during an argument over her phone. Excuse me. She stated she could not breathe during the incident. The defendant was arrested. The victim did confirm the events listed in the warrant. She expressed that she does not want to pursue charges. The state will be. It was her intention, she states, that to de-escalate the situation. They've been in a relationship for 6 years. She said they do not reside together permanently. His name is currently on her deed, though she wants to remove it from said deed. And she states she's not in fear of the defendant. She did state, however, that he does own guns, and that this is a first-time incident. The state's recommendation, given the facts with the choking here, we do have a concern for her safety. And with firearms in the house, we're concerned about that as well. The state's recommendation is a $3,000 surety. We are recommending he undergo a complete FIB, have no further contact with Wendy Skurlock. Skurlark, excuse me. Stay away from 3338 Peachtree Road in Atlanta. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond, and surrender any and all firearms to the sheriff's office. If we could sound for Ms. Skurlock at this time, that is all for the state.
Ms. Skurlock, I see you on the line. If you would like to address the court, now is your opportunity. You certainly do not have to, but if you wish to, I'll need for you to unmute yourself, activate your camera, and I will swear you in.
I'm sorry, my hair is, oh, yes. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am. If you raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can place your hand down, ma'am. What would you like to tell the court?
I really just wanted to de-escalate the situation. I don't think that Donnery is a bad person. We both were drinking and I just want to move past the situation.
Has this ever happened before?
No,
And how long have you been together?
6 years.
And do you live in the same household?
No.
Okay. Thank you for being here this afternoon, ma'am.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Banks?
Judge, my client is 55 years old. He's, although not born in Atlanta, he's been in Atlanta for over 29 years. He's self-employed. I would ask Judge for a signature bond in this case. I know the allegations appear to be domestic related. I mean, you've heard from the victim. I don't think that there's any requirement that he not possess any firearms. I would just ask for a signature bond at this point in time, Your Honor.
Right. Will be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further violent contact with Miss Skurlock. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you both.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good afternoon, Mr. Banks.
You too.
Who do we have next?
Position 5, Mr. Combs.
Good afternoon, Mr. Combs. You've been charged in case 25 CR 006318G with simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Jackson?
There are 3 cycles. The last arrest was August the 16th, 2025, with the City of Atlanta Police Department for aggravated assault. That case appeared to be still pending. That case number is 25 PI 006675. He does have misdemeanor conviction and a sentence. He received a nolo contendory sentence in 2025 for a non-fingerprintable offense. And there was a conviction in 2002 out of Florida for possession of marijuana less than an ounce and possession of drug paraphernalia. He appears to meet the criteria for UJR, a level 2. Nothing in addition.
Thank you. Ms. Russell?
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, this took place at 3390 Fairburn Road Southwest, September 11, 2025, less than a month after his August 16, 2025 aggravated assault against this same victim. That, Your Honor, was a aggravated assault strangulation on August 16, 2025. Then this happened September 11, 2025, Your Honor, where he got into a dispute with Rashandra Gardner, Your Honor, where he at some point in time Miss Gardner was on the floor and he was striking Miss Gardner in her abdomen and ribs with his fists while she was on the floor. Your Honor, based on that, based on the fact that he had aggravated assault case pending, and there was a $30,000 surety bond on that case. And then he picked up this case on September 11th, less than a month later. We are asking for a $10,000 cash bond on this one, Your Honor. Based on that, we believe he's dangerous, specifically dangerous to Ms. Gardner. And we do not think they need to have any other contact with one another. Stay away from the location, family violence intervention program as well. Thank you. Nothing further from the state.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Bader?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Combs is 45 years old. He's been in Georgia for approximately 3 years. He's got a sister who lives in Snellville as well. He did complete some college and he works delivering hospice equipment. He does have a pending charge and he's presumed innocent on that charge and he's presumed innocent on this charge. He does vehemently deny the allegations. The warrant does indicate that there were no visible injuries. And he also, I believe that the complaining witness in this case reached out to police the day after, and Mr. Combs denies even being home during the alleged time of the incident. So he does hope to be able to litigate these cases from ideally not being in custody while waiting for trial. We're asking for the bond not to exceed $1,000. Thank you.
Will be a $5,000 good bond, no further contact with Ms. Gardner, stay away from the Fairburn Road address, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Combs.
Next is position 12, Mr. Hodge.
Good afternoon, Mr. Hodge. You have been charged in case 25 CR 0063333J with 2 counts of simple assault. Is there a history, Ms. Jackson?
There are 17 cycles. The last arrest was May the 7th, 2025, out of East Point, Georgia, for disorderly conduct. He does appear to be on probation out of Carroll County for possession of Schedule 1 controlled substance. That disposition date was January the 3rd, 2024, and the term is for 2 years. And there's a prior misdemeanor conviction that was in 2021 out of Villa Rica, Georgia, for DUI. That appears to meet the criteria for UJR level 3. Nothing in addition. I'm sorry, also has an outstanding hold out of Carrollton, Georgia, for a failure to appear. The date on that warrant was May the 20th, 2025.
Thank you. Mr. Sirocco?
Thank you, Your Honor. And just to supplement that a little bit, there was also, I don't think it's in GCIC yet, but there's a disorderly conduct, criminal trespass, and public drunk conviction from this year. He's still on probation for that case. It appears that's docketed to 25 CR 002432J. And just as well, I see 2 FTAs from 2023, and it looks like 2 FTAs from 2025. This incident took place May 7th of 2025 at 3675 Marketplace Boulevard in East Point. I believe that's the Staples at that location. There was a verbal fight between employees that officers responded to. Made contact with the store manager, one of the victims here, Miss Crystal Trotter Funderburk, who explained that the defendant, who was an employee at the store, came to the store to work, appearing to be intoxicated and very aggressive. Smelled liquor on the defendant's breath. She asked the defendant to leave. He kept reaching in his bag like he had a weapon and stated, "Don't make me do something in here to y'all." On his way out, the defendant saw another employee, Miss Wanda Smith, and he got into that victim's face with aggressive demeanor, putting hands in her face and yelling at her. And on his, apparently as well, there was a statement to Mr. Joseph Downey, the former manager, who received a call from the defendant, um, stating, "I will shoot up the Staples store. If I were a white man, I would come to the Staple with a gun and shoot up the store." So we are asking here, given the history of failures to appear and that recent disorderly conduct, criminal trespass, public drunk conviction, we are seeking a $3,000 total surety, 1,500 on each count of simple assault. No further contact with Crystal Trotter Funderburk. No further contact with Wanda Smith. Stay away from 3675 Marketplace Boulevard in East Point. That is the Staples. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. And we are asking for random screens for drugs and alcohol, Judge.
If Ms. Smith or Ms. Thunderberg are either on the line and wish to address the court, now is your opportunity. Doesn't appear so. Ms. Bader?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Hodge is 33 years old. He has been in Georgia for 3 years so far. During the time where he received FTAs, he didn't have an address of his own, but he now does on Grant Street Southwest. That is his number one concern. And being in custody, he doesn't want to lose this apartment that he worked hard to get. This incident also, just to orient the court, the warrant date is from May 7th, 2025. He has not been back to this location. He has a different job. He is on probation, and he has an alcohol and drug evaluation and treatment associated with that open case that he's also eager to get back to. So we're asking for a signature bond in this case, as he doesn't have someone that can bond him out, but otherwise we're asking for the bond not to exceed $1,000. Thank you.
And for each charge, $500 good bond makes for a total of $1,000 good bond. No further contact with the alleged victims. Stay away from the Staples on Marketplace Boulevard. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Hodge.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next is add-on number 1, Mr. Bryant.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bryant. You have been charged in case 25 CR 006347Y with simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Jackson?
There are 15 cycles. The last arrest was April the 24th, 2025 in Cobb County for obstruction of an officer, a misdemeanor, and disorderly conduct, and terroristic threats and acts, a felony. There was no disposition for that arrest. It appears to be still pending. There is one prior misdemeanor conviction that was in 2011 for criminal trespassing. It was recommended for a UJR, a level 3. Nothing in addition.
Thank you, Ms. Russell.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state was shown on August 19, 2025. This defendant did hit Tedleen Smith, who he shares a child with, in the face with an open hand. Your Honor, we're asking for a $2,000 surety bond. No anger management, and stay away. Thank you.
Do you have the stay away address, Ms. Russell?
I want to make sure this is right, but I got 17 Gertrude Place, Avenue, Atlanta, Georgia, 30318. I can double check for you though, Your Honor.
If Ms. Smith is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity. Ms. Bader?
Yes, Judge. Mr. Bryant is 43 years old. He has a good address in DeKalb County with his aunt, which is different than the address in the warrant. Um, he graduated high school and works for a temp service. Your Honor, we would not object to anger management. However, it's my understanding, although I wasn't able to reach her, it's my understanding that the parties would like contact, but again, like I said, he's fine with the stay away and he does have an alternative address. So we would respectfully ask for no further violent contact if possible. And for the pretrial's recommendation of, I believe it was a signature bond level 2. Thank you.
Recommendation is level 3, Ms. Bader,
Oh,
and I
okay.
believe. And Ms. Russell, has your office had any contact with Ms. Smith?
Oh, ASG Russell, you're muted.
No, Your Honor. We tried to contact her and she hung up on us.
Thank you. Will be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 3. No further contact with Ms. Smith. Stay away from her residential address. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Bryant.
Next is add-on number 2, Mr. Culver.
Good afternoon, Mr. Culver. You have been charged in case 25 CR 006310A with terroristic threats and acts. Is there a history, Ms. Jackson?
There are 5 cycles. The last arrest was October the 8th, 2011, out of South Carolina for domestic/criminal domestic violence. There was no disposition for that arrest and there are no convictions. Does appear to meet the criteria for a UJR through the jail. Nothing in addition, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Russell?
Thank you, Your Honor. This happened October 11th, 2025 at 3378 Delmar Lane, Northwest, where this defendant got into an altercation with Contavious Winfield. It is a terroristic threat. Contavious Winfield was on the phone with Ms. Janella Winfield, who also lives at that address, when Mr. Culver threatened Mr. Winfield. They had been in an argument earlier about a stray dog being allowed in the house. Mr. Culver is the stepfather of Mr. Winfield, Your Honor. So he lives, I believe, at that address, Your Honor. We're asking for $3,000 surety bond, stay away, no further contact. That's all from the state.
So, Mr. Winfield, who is the stepson of Mr. Culver, and they both live together at the Delmar Lane address. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor, that's what it looks like to me, Your Honor.
Okay, and has your office had contact with Mr. Winfield?
We tried to contact Mr. Winfield and we left a message for him. We have not been able to get in contact with him.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Bader?
Your Honor, Mr. Culver is 46 years old and doesn't have any prior convictions. His last arrest was 14 years ago. So we are asking for a signature bond through the jail. If Your Honor orders a stay away from the address, we would ask for a one-time return with police escort so he can gather his belongings. Thank you.
$2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. Since no one's heard from Mr. Winfield, no further contact with him, stay away from the Delmar Lane address. He can go back to that address on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck, Mr. Culver.
Thank
you. Welcome.
All right, Your Honor, we can go to our Spanish interpreter cases, and we can start with position 4, Mr. Cervantes.
Thank you. Ms. Chancey, if you raise your right hand for me, do you swear or affirm that you will translate from English to Spanish and Spanish to English to the best of your ability?
Yes, sir, I do.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Cervantes. You have been charged in case 25 CR 006319J with battery.
Buenas tardes, señor Cervantes. Usted ha sido acusado en el caso número 25 CR 006319J.
Is there a history, Ms. Jackson?
Hay antecedentes, señora Jackson.
There's one prior cycle.
Hay un ciclo anterior.
The last arrest was October the 21st, 2023 in Cherokee County for possession of marijuana less than an ounce.
El último arresto fue el 21 de octubre del 2023 en el condado de Cherokee por tenencia de marihuana en la cantidad menor a 1 onza.
That charge was null pros on October the 23rd, 2024.
El caso no se procesó el 23 de octubre del 2024.
He meets the criteria for UJR through the jail, nothing in addition.
Él cumple los requisitos para la liberación judicial sin fianza, nada más, a través de la cárcel.
Ms. Russell.
Yes, Your Honor, where we would show on October 11th, 2025.
En donde nosotros mostraremos que el 11 de octubre del 2025
At 1180 Worthington Hills Drive, Roswell, Georgia.
en la dirección 1180 Worthington Hills Drive, Roswell, Georgia.
This defendant was near two young juveniles.
Este acusado estaba cerca de dos jóvenes
And those two young juveniles were throwing rocks near the defendant.
y estos jóvenes estaban tirando piedras cerca de donde estaba el acusado,
They did not hit the defendant.
pero no lo golpearon.
However, the defendant then ran after the juveniles.
Sin embargo, después él salió corriendo detrás de los jóvenes
He was able to catch one of them.
y pudo atrapar a uno.
And when he caught up to him, that he the juvenile fell to the ground and was struck multiple times by the defendant.
Cuando él lo atrapó, el joven cayó al piso y el acusado lo golpeó múltiples veces.
The juvenile had a swelling under his right eye and abrasions to his arm and neck from falling and from the hits.
El joven tenía una inflamación debajo del ojo derecho y un raspón en su brazo y cuello por haberse caído o también lo tenía en en las caderas.
We have not been able to contact the juvenile. We didn't have information for his adult mother. But the state's requesting a $2,000 surety bond, stay away from the juvenile and no contact with the juvenile.
No, no hemos podido tener contacto con el joven, no, pero tuvimos la información de la madre adulta. La fiscalía está pidiendo una fianza bajo garantía de $2,000 y mantenerse distanciado del joven y no tener ningún tipo de contacto con él más
Nothing further from the state.
Nada más de parte de la fiscalía.
Ms. Bader?
Judge, Mr. Cervantes is 25 years old and has been in Georgia for 10 years.
El señor Cervantes tiene 25 años y ha vivido en Georgia durante 10 años.
He has a good address in Roswell, Georgia, and does plumbing for work.
Tiene un buen domicilio en Roswell, Georgia, y se dedica a la plomería.
Mr. Cervantes vehemently denies these allegations.
Y el señor Cervantes firmemente niega estos alegatos.
He also has no prior convictions.
Tampoco tiene convicciones anteriores
He is fine with no contact.
y él acepta la orden de no tener contacto.
He has concerns about losing his apartment.
Y tiene preocupación de perder su apartamento.
We're asking for a signature bond, Judge.
Estamos solicitando una fianza bajo firmas, su señoría.
It will be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further contact with the alleged victim. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond.
Serán una fianza de $2,000 bajo firma a través de los servicios previos al juicio en el nivel 1, no tener ningún contacto con la víctima más y queda prohibido el uso de drogas, alcohol y armas mientras esté bajo fianza.
Good luck to you, sir.
Buena suerte, señor.
Next is position 10. No.
Good afternoon, Mr. Heredia. You have been charged in case 25 CR 006335A with 2 counts of simple battery family violence.
Buenas tardes, señor Heredia. En el caso 25 CR 006-335A, usted tiene 2 cargos de golpes y lesiones simple, violencia familiar.
Your history, Ms. Jackson?
¿Hay antecedentes, señora Jackson?
There are 2 cycles.
Existen 2 ciclos.
The last arrest was August the 16th, 2023 in Fulton County for driving without a valid license.
El último arresto fue en el 16 de agosto del 2023 en el condado de Fulton por manejar sin una licencia válida.
He has 1 prior misdemeanor conviction.
Tiene una convicción de delito menor anterior
That was in 2023 for driving without a valid license.
y ocurrió en el año 2023 por manejar sin una licencia válida.
And he appears to meet the criteria for a UJR level 1, nothing in addition.
Y me parece que él cumple los requisitos para la liberación judicial sin fianza a través de la cárcel
Mr.
o
Sor-
el nivel 1.
Mrs. Sirocco?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident took place October 11th, 2025 at 1940 Fisher Road, Southeast Atlanta. That's an apartment complex.
Esto ocurrió el 11 de octubre del 2027 en el 1940 de Fisher Road en Southeast Atlanta. Es un complejo de apartamentos.
This was a domestic dispute between live-in partners. The victim is Mercedes Verdugo, and the defendant is her live-in partner, whom she shares a 9-year-old, a young child with.
esto fue una disputa doméstica con la pareja con quien viven, que viven juntos. La víctima se llama Mercedes Verdugo y el acusado es su pareja con quien ambos tienen un hijo de 9 años de edad.
The defendant had slapped her in the face, and was determined to be the primary aggressor here.
El acusado le dio una cachetada en la cara y parece que fue determinado que este acusado fue el agresor primario aquí.
We have spoken with the victim, and she did confirm the events in the warrant, and wants to ensure that the defendant receives proper treatment for his alcohol problem that he needs.
Hemos hablado con la víctima y ella confirmó el evento escrito en la orden de arresto y quiere asegurarse que el acusado reciba tratamiento apropiado por su problema de alcohol y que él lo necesita.
The alcoholism has been affecting them more and more, both her life and her son's life, or their son's life. The child is 8 years old, and the defendant and the victim have been in a relationship for 12 years.
El alcoholismo ha estado afectándolos a ellos más y más. eh, la vida de ella, la de su hijo. El hijo tiene 8 años y el acusado y la víctima han estado juntos durante 8 años. I'm sorry, 12 años.
She did express she's not in fear of the defendant, but believes that no further violent contact and a stay away would be helpful until the defendant gets evaluated or receives treatment for his issues with alcohol.
Ella expresó que no le teme al acusado, pero cree que una orden de no tener contacto violento y también mantenerse distanciado ayudaría a las metas del acusado. eh, una evaluación o tratamiento para estos problemas que él tiene con el alcohol también.
The state would be fine with a signature bond here through pretrial services, with alcohol, drug evaluation and treatment, and 2 days anger awareness.
La fiscalía estaría de acuerdo con una fianza bajo firma a través de los servicios previos al juicio, con una evaluación de drogas y alcohol y tratamiento, y que reciba un curso de 2 días de manejo de la ira.
And per the victim's wishes, this is one of those unique situations where we are going to ask for no further violent contact as well as a stay away, um, as well as no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond, and random screens for drugs and alcohol.
Y para cumplir con los deseos de la víctima, esta es una situación única en donde vamos a pedir que no haya más contacto violento, eh, también por distanciamiento perimetral. Al igual, que quede prohibido las drogas, el alcohol y el arma y uso de armas mientras esté libre bajo fianza y que se someta a análisis de drogas y alcohol.
And Ms. Chansey, if you could please sound for Miss Verdugo at this time. Thank you.
Señora Verdugo, está presente en la plataforma. Por favor, prenda su micrófono y cámara para hablar. Señora Verdugo.
I do believe I see her on the Zoom, but it's not her
What
videos
was the,
on.
what was the first name?
Mercedes Verdugo.
Señora Mercedes. Señora Mercedes, ¿nos escucha? Mercedes Verdugo, prenda su micrófono y cámara para poder hablar con usted. Is the camera on? I don't see her.
I don't think so.
Well, I see a Mercedes, but,
I'm sending her a notice, Your Honor, to cut the camera. Oh, wait, she's coming back another way. Hold on one second.
you have to unmute yourself, Miss Mercedes.
Señora Mercedes,
Lo siento, solo porque estoy trabajando, necesito trabajar porque yo dependía de él.
Okay, ask her to hold, ask her to hold on a second. If
un
she wants
momento.
to address the court, I'll have to swear her in, so ask her to raise her right hand.
Señora, si quiere dirigirse ante el juez, tiene que levantar su mano derecha para que él la juramente.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
¿Jura o afirma que el testimonio que usted va a dar ante este tribunal será la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad ante Dios?
Sí, lo juro.
I do.
What would you like to tell the court?
¿Qué quiere decir al juez? Y por favor, hágame pausa.
Ujú. Nada, o sea, solamente quiero que él ayude la ayuda que él necesita.
I just want you to give him the help he needs.
Mi hijo lo quiere mucho, mi hijo está sufriendo demasiado y creo que se me hace injusto que un niño de 8 años esté sufriendo por su papá que no pueda tomar sus decisiones bien.
My son loves him very much. He's suffering a lot, and I don't think it's fair that an 8-year-old boy is to be suffering because of the bad decisions his father is making. Is making.
Ahorita que él se estuvo en la cárcel, yo estaba lidiando con todos los gastos de mi hijo y se me hace un poco complicado porque es muy duro para mí poder sacar adelante a mi hijo y tengo que trabajar evidentemente, pero en el
Okay,
trabajo
deme un momento, por favor. So right now that he's been in jail, I had to make myself responsible of all the financial obligations, and it's getting really very hard to do so. Sí, señora.
y solo lo único es que necesito es que él que él agarre la ayuda que necesita. Si él de verdad quiere a su familia y quiere recuperarla, él va a luchar y va a agarrar la
He
ayuda.
needs right now to accept the help that might be provided by you if he really wants to recover his family.
This afternoon, ma'am.
Um, No, eso sería todo. Solo quiero que él ha sido mi pareja por mucho tiempo. Obvio que lo amo, pero fue mucho. Solo quiero que él se haga responsable de mi hijo y si él quiere, pero que agarre, que tenga las ayudas que necesita primero.
And it's all that I want. And he has been my partner for a long time. And of course, obviously, I love him. And if he wants, he needs to follow all the recommendations.
Y eso sería todo. Muchas gracias.
And that will be everything. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here this afternoon, ma'am.
Gracias por estar aquí hoy, señora.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Spader?
Yes, Judge. We, of course, don't object to the signature bond. We also don't object to the stay away and agree with the no further violent contact.
Bueno, yo por supuesto voy a objetar a lo de la firma, la fianza bajo firma y tampoco objeto al distanciamiento, o sea, no voy a tener ninguna objeción para ninguna de las dos y estoy de acuerdo con que no haya más contacto violento entre ellos.
I do just want to address some of the conditions the state brought up because I think in the end it sounded like it would. I don't want to set Mr. Heredia up for failure with it being too much or too expensive.
Yo solo quiero dirigirme a las condiciones de, que la fiscalía presentó, porque no pienso al final que, eh, es decir, no quisiera que mi cliente estuviera que pagar eh, demasiado dinero, que todo se volviera muy caro para él.
As you heard from the victim just now, my client also reports that he is financially responsible for the child.
Como escuchó de la víctima ahora, mi cliente es responsable por todas las obligaciones financieras para el menor.
So we wouldn't object to a 1 day anger awareness or an alcohol evaluation, but we believe that 2 days of anger awareness and random drug screens as well would be too much at this point in time for a bond.
Creo que objetamos a, no objetaría a que tome una clase de manejo de la ira o evaluación de alcohol y drogas, pero 2 clases de manejo de la ira más análisis al azar, bueno, sería demasiado para él en este momento como fianza.
But we'll of course defer to the court. Thank you.
Pero por supuesto es decisión de suya, su señoría. Gracias.
Each charge will be a $2,000 signature bond for pretrial level 1. Makes for a total of a $4,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1.
La fianza será de $2,000 a través, fianza bajo firma a través de los servicios previos al juicio en el nivel 1, da un total de $4,000 de fianza bajo firma a través de los servicios previos al juicio en el nivel 1.
No further violent contact with the alleged victim and stay away from the Fisher Road address.
No tener contacto violento con la víctima más y debe mantenerse distanciado de la residencia en la dirección que está en la calle Fisher Road.
If necessary, he can go back to that address on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings.
Si es necesario, se le permite volver en una sola ocasión con un oficial de policía para retirar sus pertenencias personales.
Alcohol drug evaluation and any treatment that's necessary.
Debe someterse a una evaluación de drogas o alcohol y tratamiento si es necesario.
No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond.
Y se prohíbe el uso de drogas, alcohol y armas mientras esté libre bajo fianza.
Good luck to you, sir.
Buena suerte, señor.
Next is add-on 6, Mr. Polanco Garcia.
Señor Polanco García.
Now, we were delaying one.
I'm sorry, can I get that position again, please?
Add-on number
6.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Garcia. You have been charged in case 25 CR 006309Y with simple battery family violence and hindering persons making an emergency telephone call.
Buenas tardes, señor Polanco García. En el caso 25CR006309Y, usted ha sido acusado con golpes y lesiones simples, violencia familiar y el segundo cargo por dificultar la ejecución de una llamada de emergencia por teléfono.
Is there a history, Ms. Jackson?
¿Hay antecedentes, señora Jackson?
There are 2 cycles.
Hay 2 ciclos.
The last arrest was August the 24th, 2023 in North Cross, Georgia for driving without a valid license.
Hay dos ciclos y el último arresto se realizó el 24 de agosto del 2023 en Norcross, Georgia, por manejar sin una licencia válida.
There was no disposition for that arrest.
Y no hubo una disposición por ese arresto.
He appears to meet the criteria for UJR Level 1. Nothing in addition.
Y él parece cumplir con los requisitos para recibir liberación judicial sin fianza en el nivel 1.
Ms. Morris.
Your
Señor
Honor, Mr. Paco Garcia um, case, this stems from a September 25th, 2025 incident.
El señor García, este caso parece haberse iniciado en septiembre, el 25 de septiembre del 2025.
This occurred at 1500 Market Boulevard in Roswell.
Y esto ocurrió en el 1500 Market Boulevard en Roswell,
At the Comfort Inn Hotel.
en el Hotel Comfort Inn.
This involved the mother of his child, Tania Lopez Suarez.
Esto incluye a la madre del menor, Tania López Juárez.
At the time, the victim in this case had ended her relationship with the defendant.
Y en el momento la víctima en este caso había finalizado su relación con este acusado.
He showed up at her place of residence unannounced and attempted to enter into the room.
Él llegó en su residencia sin anunciarse e intentó entrar en la habitación.
And when she refused to allow him inside the room, he pushed his way into the room and grabbed her necklaces around her neck.
Y cuando ella rechazó darle permiso para que entrara en la habitación, la empujó, o sea, él entró por la fuerza en la habitación y la tomó de los collares que estaban alrededor de su cuello.
When she informed him that she was going to call 911, he then grabbed her phone in an attempt to get it away from her, but was unsuccessful.
Cuando ella le dijo que iba a llamar al 911, le arrebató el teléfono y iba a intentar, pero no lo logró.
When he realized that she had called 911, he then attempted to leave the residence.
Pero cuando él se dio cuenta que había llamado ella al 911, intentó irse de la residencia.
The victim in this case informed police that this was not the first time he had attempted that he had been harassing her since the breakup and showing up unannounced.
La víctima en este caso le dijo a la policía que este no era el primer incidente, la primera vez que ocurría, y que él la había hostigado desde que se habían roto su relación.
She did state at the time that she wanted to get a restraining order against him in regards to his escalation.
Y ella declaró que en el momento que quería obtener una orden de restricción en contra de él, debido a esta situación yendo en aumento.
And for the court's information, the mother of the victim was present. She attempted to stop the incident, and the defendant did push the mother as well during this incident.
Y en el curso de esta información, la madre de la víctima estaba presente. Ella intentó detenerlos y el acusado empujó a la madre también durante este mismo incidente.
The defendant currently has a $5,000 surety bond on the simple battery and a $2,000 bond on the hindering 911 call.
El acusado en la actualidad tiene una fianza bajo garantía de $5,000 por golpes y lesiones simples y una fianza de $2,000 por dificultar una llamada al 911.
The state is asking that the court adhere to or adopt, continue to have this bond in place for the safety of the victim in this particular case.
La fiscalía pide que su señoría adhiera o continúe esta fianza o la mantenga así como se estipuló para la seguridad de la víctima en este caso en particular.
The state does feel that the defendant is a danger to the victim in this particular case.
Y la fiscalía declara que reconoce a este acusado, que este acusado es un peligro para la víctima en este caso en particular.
Who expressed her concerns and the escalation of the defendant when she met with police on September 25th of 2025.
Una víctima que expresó sus inquietudes y el aumento de la situación empeorándose debido a los actos del acusado cuando ella se reunió con la policía el día 25 de septiembre del 2025.
The state did attempt to make contact with the victim in this case, but was unsuccessful.
La fiscalía trató de contactar a la víctima sin éxito.
Nothing further from the state.
Nada más de parte de la fiscalía.
Nancy, would you sound for Ms. Lopez Suarez, please?
Señora López Juárez, está presente en la plataforma. Por favor, prenda su micrófono y su cámara para poder hablar con usted. Señora Tania López Juárez.
Does not appear that she's with us. Yes, Mr. McLean.
Señor McLean.
He lives in Lilburn at a certain address that is shown on the 3 card, on his driver's license. So he's some distance away. If the court wishes to have a stay away, he will.
Él vive en Lilburn en una dirección de la ciudad y parece que él no tiene su licencia y parece vivir en una distancia separada de la víctima si el señor juez desea ordenar distanciamiento.
I described to him the features of a stay away should the court order it. And I described to him the features of no contact if the court were to order it, and he says he will abide.
Yo le expliqué las características de una orden de distanciamiento y también le expliqué de una orden de no tener contacto alguno si es que su señoría decide ordenarlas. Él declaró que va a cumplir.
He is only 19, but I note that the PSA, the Public Safety Assessment, did state that he had no FTAs, and we do understand about the prior Norcross 2023 license arrest.
Él tiene solamente 19 años, pero yo sé que a través de PSA, por sus siglas en inglés, eh, la evaluación de seguridad pública establece que él no tiene ninguna falta de comparecencia a un tribunal y entendemos que hubo un arresto anterior en el 2023 en Norcross.
So there are 2 main things in the PSA, the likelihood of rearrest, which speaks to what the state's concerns were about the likelihood of further problems.
Entonces hay 2 cosas principales en esta lista: la probabilidad de ser vuelto a rearrestado, lo que implica que las preocupaciones de la fiscalía sobre la localidad de este acusado y la probabilidad de no tener más problemas, que no cause más problemas.
And of course, the other area in which the PSA attempts to make a percentage prediction of success is in the area of not being late for court in the future. And both those factors were pretty high.
Y por supuesto, en otra área en el cual la lista de PSA, los intentos se hacen para obtener una predicción, un porcentaje de predicción de éxito en esta área de que no hayan más incomparecencias en el futuro. Y ambos aspectos tienen un nivel alto.
So since we're assuming there have been no further problems since September the 25th, we would ask the court to go closer to the recommendation in the PSA, which would be a level 1 signature bond.
Entonces estamos asumiendo que no va a haber no hubo más problemas, no habrá más problemas desde el septiembre del 2025. Entonces solicitamos a su señoría em, ir más cerca de la recomendación en el PSA, lo que sería un nivel 1 con una fianza bajo firma.
So we are asking the court to consider a signature bond. He is learning barbering at a particular barber shop near where he works, and same neighborhood, Wilburn, and high school education, been in Georgia 4 years. We would ask for a signature bond.
One moment, please. Entonces estamos pidiendo una fianza bajo firma. Él hace trabajo de peluquería en una peluquería en particular cerca de donde él trabaja, en el mismo vecindario de Lilburn. Él tiene una educación secundaria, ha estado en Georgia durante 4 años y quisiéramos solicitar una fianza bajo firma.
I'll mention that he has in his hand written instructions on getting to the clerk's office to make sure he doesn't miss his mail no matter what.
Yo mencioné que es su responsabilidad y tiene también instrucciones escritas de cómo llegar a la secretaría del tribunal para asegurarse que él no pierde de ninguna manera su correspondencia desde el tribunal.
Thank you.
Gracias.
For the simple battery will be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. For the hindering person making an emergency phone call, $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1 makes for a total of a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1.
Por el golpes y lesiones será una fianza de $2,000 a través de los servicios previos al juicio, fianza bajo firma en el nivel 1. Por el segundo cargo de dificultar la llamada del 911 serán $1,000 de fianza bajo firma a través de los servicios previos al juicio en el nivel 1. Esto da un total de $3,000 de fianza bajo firma a través de los servicios previos al juicio en el nivel 1.
And stay away from her residential address.
Debe mantenerse distanciado de la residencia y dirección de su casa.
No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
Se prohíbe el uso de drogas, alcohol y armas mientras esté libre bajo fianza.
So Garcia, if you attempt to either see or contact Ms. Suarez, this bond will be revoked.
Señor García, si usted intenta ya sea ver o contactar a la señora Suárez, esta fianza será revocada.
Good luck to you, sir.
Buena suerte, señor.
Very good. Your Honor, I believe that's all for the Spanish interpreter.
Okay, thank you so much. Ms. Chansey, thank you. We appreciate your assistance this
You're
afternoon.
welcome, sir. Have a good day.
You do the same.
We can go to South Annex, position 19, Mr. White.
Did he get interviewed? Was he conflict? Okay.
And I've had a chance to speak to Mr. White, so I'm ready.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. White. You have been charged in case 25 CR 006342E with possession of a pistol or revolver by a person under 18 years of age and willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. Is there a history, Ms. Jackson?
There are no prior arrests on file, Your Honor. It was recommended for UJR level 1, nothing in addition.
Mr. Scirocco?
Yes, Your Honor, this incident took place October 11th, this year at approximately, this was just past midnight, at 1690 Westlake Court, Northwest in Atlanta. Law enforcement was dispatched to a person armed call in reference to multiple juveniles armed with firearms at the location, along with wearing ski masks and black hoodies in the area, on foot. The officer, as the officer approached the location, that call for service, observed those 4 juveniles traveling north on foot, fleeing on foot across the streets, and ultimately arriving at the. They arrived at the 1690. Excuse me. They arrived at Whitaker Circle Northwest and Spring Road Northwest. That intersection there. Where the officer observed the 4 males, 2 wearing ski masks, 2 wearing black hoodies, all in black there. There were 2 juveniles where they were unidentified. They were on a bike and fled the scene. And the other one, another fled on foot. And the defendant was stopped the defendant was stopped. He matched the description of the suspect in the call remarks. And when asked if to lift up his shirt and make sure that didn't have any firearms in their person, the defendant was found to be concealing a firearm. It was a 9mm handgun. He advised he was 17 years old and didn't possess an ID. This is, concerning behavior. This sort of behavior posed a risk to public. People were clearly concerned enough to call this in to the police. The time and place is concerning, public place at midnight. And as you know, Your Honor, the state takes firearms cases very seriously. The state's recommendation here is a $6,500 total surety, $6,000 on the firearms charge, that being the possession of pistol or revolver by a person under the age of 18, $500 surety on the willful obstruction. Stay away from 1690 Westlake Court, Northwest Atlanta. We're asking for a 6 p.m. curfew for the defendant. No drugs, alcohol, and certainly no weapons while out on bond, to include firearms, and that he surrender any and all firearms to the sheriff's office. That is all for the state on this matter.
Thank you. Mr. Murphy?
Judge, my client is age 17. He's a senior at Frederick Douglass High School. He's in good standing at the school. He's not true. He's never been suspended from there. He did not have ID because he does not drive yet. But again, he attends that school. He has a valid address of 1070 Shieldcrest in Forest Park, Georgia. He's been in custody 3 days. I know what the state is averring. There was nothing mentioned that he was wearing a balaclava or a mask over his face. So, Judge, I'd ask the court to consider a signature bond. He does reside with his parents, and that's where he will go. Judge, we will be happy to abide by any curfew. I'd ask that it be 8 p.m. He does not reside close to the high school. He lives over in Forest Park.
You went out on us for a second, Mr. Murphy. I didn't hear what your recommendation for the curfew is.
Was 8 p.m., Judge, because there's a little bit of a distance from Frederick Douglass and where he actually lives. He lives in Forest Park, Clayton County. But he does reside with his parents and with his mother and his father. But he's no prior. Again, that was the reason for no ID. He's not driving yet.
And I just would add that, I mean, I want to reiterate just because, I understand your position, Mr. Murphy, but these four males were traveling together when they were observed there. So I just want to reiterate that for the court.
He was the only one that was apprehended. Is that right, Mr. Sirocco?
He was the only one. There was another juvenile that didn't have a firearm on him that law enforcement stopped. But the other two that I believe were wearing the face mask had made away. They were all wearing black, from my understanding.
I'm only asking if you do have the names of anyone that he might have been with. I am amenable to to have him staying away from those individuals.
Let me see if I can get that for you, Your Honor.
And we'll stay away from that location, Judge. Again, he doesn't go to high school over there, and he doesn't reside over there.
The other individual's name is Quintonio Williams, the one that they stopped but didn't have a firearm on him.
Spell that name for me, Mr. Sirocco.
Yes, Judge. Quintonio, and Williams traditional spelling.
Okay. For the possession of a pistol will be a $10,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1 for the obstruction.
Just for the record, Your Honor, the state would object to a delayed curfew. We think it needs to be an earlier curfew. 5 or 6 p.m. is what the state's position is.
For the obstruction, $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1 makes for a total of an $11,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further contact with Antonio Williams. Stay away from the Westlake Court address. He is to remain in high school. He is to have a curfew. He is to be in by 8 p.m. and he has to stay in until 6 a.m. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, sir.
Your Honor. I do have a question. Isn't that weapon a bear restricted offense?
Say it again.
Is that weapon a bear restricted offense? Can you hear me, Your Honor?
I can hear you, but the bail restrictions are only for giving him a signature bond through the jail. I can place him through pretrial on the SB 63 restricted cases.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I have a question, Your Honor. Will there be a cosigner?
No,
No, okay.
I'm understanding that a cosigner is not required.
Okay, no problem.
Mr. White, I'll reach out to your family. Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it.
Further, Mr. Murphy, are those all your cases?
That is, Judge. The last case I had was Mr. Bracy, and I believe the state has NOD'd that.
Okay. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Bravo.
Next is position 13, Mahone.
Good afternoon, Ms. Mahone. You have been charged in case 25 CR 006328A with simple battery. Is there a history?
I apologize, Your Honor. Can I please get that position?
Yes, position 13.
Thank you. All right, I'm sorry, Your Honor. There are no prior arrests on file. He does appear to meet the criteria for a UJR level 1. Nothing in addition.
Thank you. Ms. Morris?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident occurred on October 12th of 2025. The victim in this case is Tiana McGahee, who is position number 14. Ms. McGahee was charged in a different incident, has a different victim in that particular case. The defendant admitted to hitting Tiana McGahee in the head. In addition to that, Your Honor, she did have another charge that happened back in 2023, a couple of battery charges and arrests for those charges. But for the statute of limitations, that case would have been accused today as well. There is already a 5K surety bond in place. Based on the defendant's history, the state is asking that that surety bond remain in place, as well as no contact with the victim in this particular case, Tiana McGahee. And this incident happened at the 988 Trestle Tree Drive location where Ms. McGahee resides as well.
Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, what I've got is 855 Trestle Tree. I don't know if we were dealing with a discrepancy here or nearby addresses or what. Sadija Mahone, high school graduate, 21 years old, and has worked in restaurant work. Considering all the circumstances, including the prior situation, we would ask the court to consider a signature bond or as low as possible a bond. Thank you.
Is Tiana McGahee to Ms. Mahone?
I'm not sure. I know that when I was listening before on the other case, Chablis Mahone is, I think, this person's mom, but I heard that name mentioned before, but who the alleged victim is here, I'm not sure.
Ms. Morris, do we know who
You
Tiana
want
McGahee is to Ms.
to the
Mahone?
defendant?
Yes.
I don't know what their relationship is. I think that they may be neighbors in the same apartment complex. You know, we have very limited information. It seems that they may be neighbors in the same apartment complex, and they seem to have had a history in regards to getting into incidents. Thus, the previous charges that had to be not on docket because of statute of limitations. She wasn't arrested for that until this particular incident occurred, and that was 2 years ago. But I'm not sure of what her relationship is with Miss Mahomes, other than it seems that they just know each other from living in the same complex.
Right, and it is, in this case, this person's address is apartment D 855, and the other person was 900 and something. Same street.
Okay. It will be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further contact with the alleged victim. Stay away from her residential address. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Mahone.
Next is position 15. Mogal.
Good afternoon, Ms. McGowl. You've been charged. Good afternoon, ma'am. You've been charged in case 25 CR 006334E with theft of service. Is there a history, Ms. Jackson?
Position 15, Your Honor.
Yes.
Yes, there are 3 cycles. The last arrest was April the 3rd, 2025 in San Diego, California for the possession of a stolen vehicle. There was no disposition for that arrest. There are no convictions. She appeared to meet the criteria for UJR through the jail. Nothing in addition.
Thank you. Mrs. Rocco?
Thank you, Judge. This incident took place, this was October 12th of this year at 1551 Piedmont Avenue in Atlanta. That is the Octopus Kitchen. Law enforcement responded to a larceny and made contact with the manager there, who explained that the defendant had incurred a bill of roughly $334 in food and drink services from the restaurant. And upon request of payment, the defendant stated she did not have any money to pay for it. The officer confirmed the same when he asked her if she had any means of paying the bill, and she stated she did not. She was placed under arrest. It does appear that case in California is presumably open, with it being this recent, that being from April 3rd of this year. And I should add as well, there was a disorderly conduct, it looks like that's out of Massachusetts from just 2024, though that was dismissed. It appears she's all over the place, all over the country. So the state would argue there is a flight risk, and with that previous arrest from April being involving a stolen vehicle, state's recommendation is $1,000 surety. Stay away from the Octopus Kitchen at 1551 Piedmont Avenue, Northeast Atlanta, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. That is all for the state.
Thank you. Mr. McLean?
31-year-old Ms. Miguel is a holder of an MBA from USC in Southern California. She's a software engineer. Considering the overall circumstances of this case, she's got family in California. She does travel, but we don't believe there's a flight risk. We would ask the court to set a bond appropriate to the charge, which would be, in our opinion, a signature bond as recommended as the UJR.
$2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. Stay away from the incident location. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Next is position.
Your Honor, is there no stay away?
I said stay away from the incident.
Oh, I apologize. I
Yes.
misheard you. Thank you.
Okay.
Position 16, Miss Rosenquist.
Good afternoon, Ms. Rosenquist. You've been charged in case.
Sorry, I believe Mr. McLean wanted that.
Right. Can we save this one until the end? Do we have someone else that we can take?
Yes, Your Honor. Back there. Position 20, Miss Williams.
We need to save that one until the end as well, is my understanding.
Correct.
Anyone else?
Okay, what's your name again? Miss Wright Park, position 23.
Okay.
Ready? That was right.
Good afternoon, Ms. Wright Parks. You have been charged in case 25 CR 006346C with simple assault family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Jackson?
There are 12 cycles. The last arrest was February the 23rd, 2025 in Fulton County for a failure to appear. She does appear to have an open case pending. That case number is 24 SC 004626 for 2 counts of aggravated assault and possession of a firearm or a knife during commission of a felony. And there are misdemeanor convictions and sentences. This one in 2023 for driving while license suspended or revoked. Received a nolo contendere sentence in 2023 for a non-fingerprintable offense. She received first offender treatment in 2010 out of DeKalb County for theft by taking. That case was sealed July the 6th, 2017. And appeared to have been an additional first offender in 2005, but that appears to have been out of Fulton County for disorderly conduct. And that case was sealed January the 10th, 2018. And she was recommended for UJR level 3. Nothing in addition, Your Honor.
Sister Rocco?
Thank you, Judge. This incident took place October 11th of this year at 3150 Middleton Road in Atlanta. It's an apartment complex. Law enforcement was dispatched to a dispute with a weapon and made contact with the victim here, Miss Jererica Ross. She explained the defendant, her mother, had come to pick her up from her friend's house where she was getting her hair done, rushed her to come outside, and there was ultimately a dispute over the use of a vehicle registered to the defendant by the victim here. There was a re-entering of the home, and the two continued to argue. Miss Ross went to her room to gather clothes, and that continued there. At that time, the defendant grabbed a knife, stood in Miss Ross's doorway, and continued the argument. She was on the phone, Miss Ross, that is, was on the phone with her friend at the time, who took a recording of the incident, which showed the defendant with a knife in Miss Ross's doorway. Defendant stated, quote, "I did this to make her scared, to protect myself from her trying to jump on me," even though she was in her doorway with a knife. Due to Miss Ross's statement, that she was scared and intimidated by the knife, and also the video footage showing that the defendant was the primary aggressor here, defendant was placed under arrest. You've heard this is not first rodeo with a violent case. That disorderly conduct that was First Offender Act sealed, that was originally amended from an aggravated assault. There was a second one from 2014 that ultimately wasn't presented to the grand jury, and she has an open one right now. 2 counts of that and the possession of firearm or knife charge. That was for shooting at, I believe, several different victims with a firearm. And she FTA'd on that case. I have 2 FTAs from 2025, with that being one of them. The other one being a DUI that was ultimately dismissed. We have not spoken with the victim yet. We would ask the court sound for Miss Ross when appropriate, but the state is concerned for, given the history here with violent cases and the open case, not only with the risk of reoffense here and the risk to Miss Ross, but there's a risk of failing to appear as well with the FTAs. One of them appears to still be open. It's listed as an open case, 25 FTA 000383. State's recommendation is a $6,000 surety for the defendant to enroll in and complete FFIB. Have no further contact with Jererica Ross. Stay away from the 3150 Middleton Road address in Atlanta. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. And that is all for the state. If we could sound for Miss Ross.
If Ms. Jericho Ross is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity. Does not appear so. Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, my client has a certified nursing assistant designation. She does that as her work. She had 2 daughters, now she has 1. Her other daughter, about roughly the same age, a year or 2 or 3 difference, died in 2023. There's been some stress. She died of a sickness that had to do with her abdomen, and it was a tragedy. So there's been some stress that my client has gone through, as well as the alleged victim. She lives on Pollock Street in Atlanta. She asked the court, considering even what the state has read out, I think the FTA would be a problem in me asking for a straight signature bond. So let me ask the court to consider either a cash bond of less than $250 or a surety bond less than $50.
And it will be $1,000 good bond. No further contact with Ms. Ross. Stay away from her residential address. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Next is position one, Ms. Andrews.
Good afternoon, Ms. Andrews. You have been charged in case 25 CR 006322C with theft by shoplifting. Is there a history?
There are no prior arrests on file, Your Honor. She appears to meet the criteria for UJR to the jail. Nothing in addition.
Thank you. Ms. Russell?
Your Honor, state's going to consent to $1,000 signature bond.
Sounds
Question,
good
Ms.
to me.
Bader?
That sounds good. Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Is there a stay away?
Stay away from TJ Maxx, Your Honor.
Which one?
TJ Maxx, 650 Ponce de Leon. All of them, actually. All of them.
All right, will be $1,000 signature bond through the jail. Stay away from all TJ Maxx's and no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Andrews.
Next is position eight, Ms. C. Hey, Ms. Faye.
Yes, good afternoon, Ms. Fay. You have been charged in case 25 CR 006339J with simple battery family violence. Is there a history?
Is this Ms. Fay, Your Honor?
Yes.
There are no prior arrests on file. She appears to meet the criteria for UJR through the jail. Nothing in addition.
Thank you. Mr. Soroka?
Thank you, Judge. This was an incident from yesterday. So late that night, 403 Warm Springs Circle in Roswell is the address. Law enforcement had responded to a dispute between long-term live-in partners, the defendant and the victim here, Mr. Jason Kukic. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, sir. Reported that the defendant slapped him in the face with an open hand during an argument over a lost remote. The defendant admitted to slapping him, but claimed it was mutual. The victim disclosed that this was part of an ongoing issue and stated that the defendant had hit him multiple times in the past. She was arrested as the primary aggressor here. The victim confirmed the events in the warrant and expressed that the parties argued and fought like every other couple. He stated he was only seeking a de-escalation and did not request an arrest to be made. States he has no fear of his safety and wants his girlfriend to return home. And I believe he is opposed to the case being prosecuted. The state will nonetheless be proceeding. We do want to sound for Mr. Kukic when appropriate. The state's recommendation here is we'd be fine with a signature bond through pretrial, but with the references to the ongoing issues and the multiple hits in the past, the state is asking for FFIB. No further violent contact with the victim, Jason Kukic. You can please correct me if I'm wrong, sir. And no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. That is all for the state.
Yes, Mr. Jason, if you would like to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. I'll need for you to raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, Your Honor.
Thank you. You can place your hand down. Pronounce your last name for me, sir.
It's Kukak.
Yes, Mr. Kukic. Good afternoon. What would you like to tell the court?
Good afternoon. I just wanted to reiterate, again, I never intended to have her thrown in jail. It was just it was an opportunity to de-escalate the situation, and figure I'd have the pros come do it. But I in no way intended for her to go to jail, ever. So and she's one of the best people I know, one of the nicest, kindest people. We were both drinking last night, so alcohol and arguments don't really mix. But she's one of the best people I know. She's my best friend. So I just I hope the court will consider that, making a decision.
Yes, sir. Thank you for being here.
Sure.
Ms. Bader?
Yes, Judge. Ms. Faye is 49 years old. She does own the condo that is also the incident location. She graduated from Auburn University, studied mass communications, and has been working at Home Depot for 23 years. As you heard, this is her first arrest. We are asking for a signature bond in this case. We would respectfully oppose EPIP. As your honor knows, that is, $30 per class. It is a 6-month class. However, I'll defer to the court for conditions. Thank you.
Right, it will be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further violent contact with Mr. Krukek. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, guys.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Who do we have next?
Your Honor, there's a defendant, Robert Davis, that just said that he waived his appearance. I don't know who represents him, but I'm asking for $1,000 signature bond.
That'll be Mr. McLean. Yeah, he waived his appearance. He's right.
Who we had?
Davis.
Just trying to.
Oh, yeah, Robert Davis. Your Honor, that is a waiver. We did what we refer to as a field trip. He did relate to me that he finished high school.
Your Honor, I'm asking for $1,000 signature bond.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. We have no objection to the signature bond.
Does he have any prior criminal trespasses on his record, Ms. Jackson?
Yes, Your Honor. There was a conviction in 2015 for criminal trespassing. It's one in 2013 for criminal trespassing. One in 2009 for criminal trespassing. One in 1993 for criminal trespassing.
Thank you. And Ms. Russell, where's he to stay away from? I presume that.
That's Georgia State campus. I mean, Your Honor, I believe he's residentially challenged. I think he's travels throughout Georgia State's so large, but yeah, he was given a warning, an indefinite criminal trespass warning, stay off of Georgia State's campus. So I suspect if he gets out, he will likely be back on the street. And Georgia State's so spread out, Your Honor. He may just go back to one of the campuses, or excuse me, one of the portions of the campus. So
social work.
I don't. Yeah, he probably needs a social work visit.
Really would.
So, if he's already been trespassed from Georgia State, they want him to stay away. So I'm going to give him a stay away from Georgia State University. It'll be $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1, social worker visit to assist with housing. Mr. McLean, if you can just reiterate to him that he cannot be on that campus. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond.
Yes, Your Honor, and I agree with the state. He has memory problems, but we're going to do our best with him. Thank you.
Who do we have next?
Yeah,
you got the Your Honor, we just have the 3 that they wanted to say to the end, and the waiver case.